Time by Gerard Perego. Brought to you by Sincere Fine Watches.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Melvin Young.
And I'm Glenda Chong. You're watching Primetime News on Channel News Asia. In the headlines, Malaysia's health minister resigns one day after admitting that he was the man in a secretly filmed sex video.
Pakistan confirms a 6-week delay in elections.
Thailand's post-election bargaining comes to a temporary stop as the country mourns the death of the king's only sister.
And a new twist to pet therapy with robotic seals.
Malaysia's Prime Minister Abdullah Ahmad Badawi says he has accepted the resignation of Health Minister Chua Sok Lik.
He will name a replacement later. Dr. Chua is stepping down one day after he shocked the nation by admitting he was the man in a widely circulated sex video.
One day after admitting his role in a sex video, Dr. Chua Sok Lik is stepping down as Health Minister and as an MP.
Rakyat Malaysia sebahagiannya bersikap.
Another look at the latest headlines. South Korean President-elect Lee Myung-bak says he's willing to meet North Korean leader Kim Jong-il anytime if that'll help end Pyongyang's nuclear weapons program. Mr. Lee, who takes office on February 25th, has also said he would implement a massive aid package if the North agrees to abandon nuclear arms. Now, setting out his policy goals, Mr. Lee also vowed to revive South Korea's economy by wooing investment and cutting red tape. Mr. Lee adds that he believes 6% growth is possible this year. Taiwan's ruling Democratic Progressive Party has picked its presidential candidate Frank Hsieh as its new acting leader. It comes 2 days after they were handed one of their worst defeats in legislative elections. President Chen Shui-bian had resigned from the post of DPP chairman to take the blame for the party's loss. And reports say the family of former Indonesian President Suharto has rejected paying out any money to settle a civil corruption suit against him. Mr. Suharto remains in a critical condition, but he is surprising his doctors with his strong will to live. They are amazed he is still clinging on to life despite coming down with mild pneumonia. Meantime, former Malaysian Prime Minister Mahathir Mohamad visited Mr. Suharto for about half an hour. And those are the headlines on Channel News Asia.
Interest in anything Asian has never been higher. How Asia sees itself and its past is evolving. And with wealth and growth comes a new voice. From concerns of its environment to its ambitions in space, contemporary Asia is beginning to review its place in the world. Bringing you to the edge of a changing Asia. Channel News Asia.
Talk to me. Talk to me. Feel the need and when you need to feel it, talk to me. If you feel the need and when you need to feel it, talk to me.
Hello everyone, welcome to another exciting week here on That's IT. I'm Timothy Go, and I've often wondered why people would pay thousands of dollars for an Armani suit or a pair of Gucci leather boots. Ask those people in the know and they'll tell you it's all about the design or the chic tailoring or that perfect color combination. And the sartorialist in you will tell you it has to be about us, expressing ourselves as individuals, that we are people of high standards and exacting tastes. When it comes to your IT gadgets, are you as demanding of its style? And is the shape or the color of your mobile phone or MP3 player all that important to you? In this brand new year, we'll help you find the hottest designer items and help you sift through the roses among the thorns.
Folks with that special artistic spark, graphic artists, musicians, advertising consultants. You'd imagine these people are most demanding. comes to the design, since it is so much a part of their professional lives. And that's true of Mark Ling, an advertising consultant who simply loves his IT gadgets.
Coming from actually a design and electronic broadcast media background, I would say that I'm extremely sensitive to design, but not in a design in an outward sense also. I find that I'm more attuned to how a product works, how the so-called insights of any product are, how user-friendly it is, how navigable a product is, you know, and how its feature generally work well. Design is a necessity nowadays. You cannot design a product that looks horrible, but at the same time, you know, design is not just external, it has to be internal. How the product works, how it feels in your hand, how intuitive the controls are, and generally how good a product experience people have with your product when they hold it, when they see it, and when they use it. It's very important. It's an overall package right now.
With aesthetic instincts honed to a fault in his professional life, is Mark a difficult customer to please when it comes to designer IT gadgets?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I would say that I'm a 9. Yeah, I'm pretty hard to please. I do have high standards in terms of design, but I guess I'm also very experimental. I guess I have changed like more than 10 IT products over a course of less than 3 years. For me, I do look out for very unique products out on the market, and I'm not hesitant to test them, but I am also very demanding of them. The moment a product fails me, for example, if it hangs, it crashes, it's not reliable, and its user interface is not intuitive, I guess I'm the sort of person who would just change it.
Well, some people say IT equals artless and dodgy. That's complete nonsense, because these people have obviously not seen the award-winning beauties that we've seen.
Top of the list is Mac OS X Leopard. It is Apple's major operating systems upgrade since Tiger more than 2 years ago. The changes include more than 300 new features, which, while not earth-shattering, further streamline the experience of using a Mac. Back up your files elegantly through Time Machine. Customize your desktop through Spaces, switching between them at will. Visualize your file browsing with CoverFlow and peek at them instantly. Use fun video backdrops with iChat. Pretend to be in Paris, or Washington, or Beijing, whichever suits your fancy. It used to be what laser printers must be, white and unsexy. Well, not anymore. Not with Samsung's ML1630 laser printer. This little baby right here, nicknamed the iPod of laser printers, boasts a black piano finish with great print quality. Oh, and not to mention, touch sensor buttons. Philips and Swarovski. One a big name in consumer electronics, the other a major player in jewelry design. And they have come together in this bright new series of products called Active Crystals. Wear it on your neck, hang it in your car, display it on your desk. Any way you flaunt it, these USB memory keys, rightly named Heartwear, are sure to steal your heart, and it might just take your breath away.
Well, if you think designers are the only one with high taste when it comes to gadget, you better think again, because these days, we're all equally sophisticated. All right, it's time to meet our profile of the week, a self-confessed technophile who'll tell us what gets him excited.
Imagine dealing at close hands with such global IT clients as Nokia and Philips. You'll be able to get your hands on that latest cell phone before any other guy would. An enviable position to be in? Well, that's Mark Ha for you, international PR agency Text100's principal lead in Asia. He counts among his clients such big wigs as Nokia and Symantec.
All right, Mark, are you a gadget person?
Yes, I am indeed, Tim. But, actually that's a good question, because when you talk about gadgets, I think when you talk about technology itself, it is as much about software as it is about hardware. So if you look around us, there is a lot of software that we use every day that's integral to our lives. Email being a very, very common application. A lot of people use antivirus or internet security software for the computer. A lot of people also use software for touching up their images that they take from the digital phones and all of that. So, you know, I think if you talk to people maybe 2 years ago and you ask them what's on their shopping list, probably it's hardware or gadget oriented. But if you talk to people, more and more people these days, I pretty much figure software will be somewhere in that shopping list.
All right, it's interesting you pointed it out. So when you go buy a gadget, do you look for the power, the design, the software that you can download into it, or what comes with it?
Well, I think I look for a certain thoughtfulness in the design of a product, whether is it a hardware or software. And I use the word thoughtfulness intentionally because a thoughtful product is something that is intuitive, that is very logical, easy to understand and easy to use, that you can literally take it right out of a box and use it immediately without having to read your manuals. But I think a thoughtful design is also about having lots of features that are meaningful, that people actually use. Quite often we see manufacturers throwing in lots of bells and whistles into product just to differentiate themselves from the competition, but there have been several studies done, and on average, consumers were found to only use about 20–30% of the features that were available in the product.
So if you were given a chance to walk up to a, let's say a mobile phone manufacturer and tell them exactly what you want, design the phone that you want, what would be in your phone?
I think the concept of less is more is very, very important. And it's very appealing to me, especially in these days when there's so much clutter, there's so much noise, everybody packs in a phone full of functionality. For me, what's important is it has to be usable, the interface has to be intuitive. It must be 3G, because I think a lot of people surf the net, they download email applications, they use it for business, for work on a daily basis, and pictures. A lot of people have become very, very reliant on taking images over their mobile phone, so that's quite important for me as well.
All right, are you connected 24 hours?
Well, I think I can be connected 24 hours, but I choose not to be. Technology basically today allows you to be connected 24/7, but with that ability, right, the lines between work and personal life becomes blurred, and after a while you start to find that you are working longer and longer hours. And I got into that kind of a habit initially when I got myself this let me see, this Nokia E90. But then after a while, personal discipline kicked in, and now I make sure that I turn off the phone when I go back home.
Hey, that's what we should all do, turn off your phone when you go back home to sleep. What's your coolest purchase lately?
It is actually the Nokia E90. What appeals to me about the phone is that, frankly, I think it is the best business phone around in the market. What appeals to me is that it supports all kinds of mail clients, whether you use BlackBerry, Microsoft Exchange, GoodLink. It's also got 3.5G. Which means that surfing, downloading of email is super fast, and the integration and the interface is just so intuitive and easy to use.
Okay, is there anything out there in the market that you would like to get for yourself?
Actually,
that you haven't got yet?
Yeah, and it's not a sexy product. It's actually a very simple but innovative product. I've actually got an example.
Okay, sure.
This is actually it. I'm not sure whether you can figure what this is.
I know what this is, yes.
It's an electric candle.
It's actually, yeah, an electric candle, which turns on and off just like that.
Yeah. So it's a very simple device, but it just goes to show how innovations, however simple, can be really, really compelling.
So let me guess, you've bought a bunch of these for Christmas gifts and stuff?
For Christmas gifts, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Anything you would buy for your kids, your wife?
My wife is actually a technophobe, but she has been actually eyeing this pair of earphones by Philips Swarovski. So it's really glittery, it's jewel-like, and she gets attracted to jewels.
Then you're going to have to buy her an MP3 player for that.
Probably so, which you can get in mobile phones these days. So.
Well, that's true. Yeah. All right, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Tim.
For professional designers like Mark Ling, or for those in the IT industry like Mark Ha, perhaps, it comes as no surprise that a premium is placed on design. But is that the case for the rest of us too?
Specs for the design for me, because memory space, new software, all this comes first before we look at the design. Economics really comes second to specs.
蛮喜欢说那个外形啊，还蛮那个精致、美观的、可爱的这样啊。就是说我不会买那种最贵的，可是也许在中等价位里面，我会挑那种说看起来就是说外表会让我觉得很舒适，会增加我生活品质的。
Design first, specs second. Is that true for you too? When we return, find out the latest trends in product design.
网络是虚拟的，不过网络造成的后果是现实的。
想做这种坏事，你完全用实名制这种方式完全阻止不了。
赞成还是反对网络实名制？莫斯科国际关系学院和墨尔本大学在2007国际大学群英辩论会 B 组第3场初赛各执一词。星期二晚上7点30分，亚洲新闻台。
This series is brought to you by Singapore Taiwan Naturally Brewed Soy Sauce and PSB Academy, a new way to discover learning.
"40 years ago, it was a barren, reclaimed piece of land.
With a space that's like that, you either see absolute desolation or you see great possibility.
They saw great possibility. Today, the new Marina Bay is an area poised to burst with vibrancy and life.
It presents a new image for the city, which I think every Singaporean can be proud of.
Marina Bay, the heart of Singapore's future downtown. Thursday, 9:30 p.m. on Channel News Asia.
This program is brought to you by the Urban Redevelopment Authority.
Think of design icons past and present, and what comes to mind? Apple's curvaceous iMac and Nokia's banana phone. It's interesting how design can actually make or break a product, which begs the question, what makes good design?
Imagine crisp stereo music being streamed. Now imagine it being streamed through a completely wireless sound system. And imagine that you can stream it from another electronic gadget you own, whether through your mobile phone, iPod, or your PC. With Wyme's newly launched stereo Bluetooth sound system, it's not too hard to imagine. And you must agree, it's a thing of beauty. So let's meet its maker, director of Singapore's industrial design firm, Design Exchange.
Criteria for designing for different kind of product is different, but overall, I think I personally tend to go for simpler shapes and spend a bit more time balancing the form and how proportion to the details and all that. I think that will ensure that the product will look great in multiple angles. And at the same time, they tend to a well-proportioned product will date a lot more gracefully years from now. One example is this stereo Bluetooth receiver from Wyme. Basically, it requires one button to activate and one indicator to show that it's working. So we added no redundant details to it. Whatever you feel and touch on the product is really important. For example, there will be, say, the air freshener purifier we designed for USIM, for example. Basically, it purifies air. You can't see air being purified. So we kind of insert in some kind of tactile feel to it, into the operation, into the interface. And when it's purifying, there are actually lights, soft lights coming in. And I think these are things that enhance the operation of an appeal of a product.
One example of a well-designed gadget might well be Sennheiser's MX-W1 wireless stereo earphone system, the world's first completely wireless earphone to hit the market.
Impressed by the amount of thought put into the designing of your IT gadget? Well, I surely am, and a lot of thought definitely went into the designing of this week's top 3 gadgets. Let's have a look.
SanDisk's Ducati flash drive. This limited edition flash drive is a head-turner, echoing as it does the bold colors and the lines of a Ducati motorcycle. But in case you mistake it for nothing but a pretty case, its credentials include a fast 20 megabyte per second USB flash drive with plenty of horsepower for storing and transferring large files, such as images or video, quickly and efficiently. Coming in a close second is HTC's dual touchscreen phone. This compact and beautiful phone with a minimalist design is back. And this time, it's back with a slide-out keypad. Now we're talking. The second installment to the Touch family, Touch Dual, bears most of the specs of the first Touch. Which is good, because not many powerful phones come this sleek. Touch Flow technology will still be the key feature for the Dual. The other features include a 2-megapixel camera, Bluetooth upgradable memory, and it runs on Windows Mobile 6. It also seems like the people from HTC are really listening to what the consumers want. Not only have they thrown in a keyboard, the phone is also 3.5G enabled. But hey, if the good people from HTC are really listening to us, then let our cry sound out clear and loud. Where is the Wi-Fi? And what about the GPS? Hence the second placing we're giving to the HTC Touch Dual. And finally, the winner of our top gadget of the week. Drum roll. It is the iMac G5. Most all-in-one desktops with LCD panels are 2 units permanently connected together. The part of the case housing the motherboard and drives and the monitor. But the iMac G5 has a CPU, motherboard, and drives mounted in the same 2-inch thick chassis as the monitor. The result is a clean look for an iPod music player, supersized and placed on an elegant anodized aluminum stand. Thanks to its faster processor, the new iMac delivers a noticeable speed boost over the iMac G4. And with a hard drive capacity of 250 gigabytes, it outclasses other competitors that are mostly limited to 80 gigabytes. Any wonder why they're the design standard bearer? Nope. There's none at all. With the new iMac, Apple has given Mac fans yet another reason to stay in the fold. Its perfect execution may even win over PC fans. So it's 2 thumbs up from us for Apple's newest iMac offering. So there you have it, our top 3 gadgets of the week. That's IT. We'll be back with more.
They are architects of a new movement in China. Their canvases, their images, their thoughts, resounding in one voice. Yue Minjin, Ai Weiwei, Fang Lijin, and Zheng Fanzi. The biggest names making up the unprecedented movement that is Chinese contemporary art. The artists and their revolution on Spirit of the Time. A brand new 8-part series coming to you at these times on Channel News Asia. This series is brought to you by Linda Gallery and proudly presented by Fortis Private Banking Singapore Limited.
On Insight, the business of aging, life expectancy has risen dramatically. What strategies will last us a lifetime without shortchanging our quality of life? And AirAsia is set to fly between Singapore and Kuala Lumpur.
This was the one to get.
The big hurdle.
Will the entry of budget carriers simply commoditize the route? Wednesday at 9:30 p.m.
Welcome back. That's IT takes a peek at the top eye candies in gadget design. And it's time to talk about PCs. Think about something that's ultra lightweight, mobile, powerful, and futuristic in design. Only one brand comes to mind. That's right, it's Fujitsu, and now its designers are paying a lot more attention to how the computer looks.
Fancy a PC that's small, sleek, and lightweight? Need a full operating system but are always on the move? then this little chap might just be the thing for you. Fujitsu's U1010, weighing a mere 0.61 kilogram, stands as the world's smallest ultra-mobile PC.
The U1010, right? This is a very interesting product, the PC on our palm. When we designed this product, we look at the whole product concept, and this product was designed specifically for a target user segment we call the discovery style, and that group of users, rightly as mentioned, is between 25 to 40 years old. They are more tech savvy. They know how to use IT products very well. They're very familiar with technology, and they are very open-minded mindset. They're willing to try new things. So when we have the target segment and we look at a product we want to design, as I mentioned, the 3 upcoming trends will be the colors. This product will offer colors. And in terms of user interactions, this product is a tablet, the smallest tablet. And in terms of connectivity, this has Wi-Fi built-in, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, we have Bluetooth, we have 3.5G HTTP. So that will allow the users to be on the go, able to connect internet, and to be able to, say, interact with another users all the time.
So, is IT product design simply a matter of aesthetic appeal? Surely there's something more at work when a particular PC or gadget's design appeals to us.
Fujitsu has a group of designers that constantly look at the market trend analysis. We do market trend research as well as styling and usability research. When we design a product, we don't focus just on the IT products trend, design trend. The designers will look at the various industry, for example, the automobile, the home interior decor, the fashions, the media, the recreations. And from there, they will seek out the most exciting and upcoming trend and implement that design into our upcoming products.
Now it's time to have a look at what's making news in the world of IT. If you are shopping for a flat panel TV, you may soon have a choice besides plasma or LCD. Samsung has built the world's first 31-inch active matrix OLED screen. OLED, of course, if you don't know yet, stands for Organic Light Emitting Diode. Although Samsung's latest creation is the biggest of its kind, it isn't alone or first in the market. Japanese giant Sony too has entered the fray with a 27-inch screen. Japan's Fujitsu Group said it will end production of plasma TVs, technology which it was the first in the world to introduce commercially. Plasma television sales have been falling behind LCDs. Fujitsu General was the first in the world to sell plasma televisions in the early 1990s after more than 2 decades of research. It currently produces only high-end models sold primarily in US and British boutique electronic stores. Another Japanese firm, Pioneer Corp, earlier this year suspended plans to build a new plant after running into the red over sliding sales of plasma displays. And in our online poll last week, we asked which you'd go for, colors, design, or specs. As you might have guessed, most folks went for power, although design ranks a close second in importance. So, is design just for jewelry, clothes, or furniture? Well, clearly not. Go out to the malls and take a look at the IT gadgets, not just for their powerful functions and efficiency, but also for its sleek and tasteful design. And let your IT gadgets speak who you are. I'm Timothy Go. That's it.
Talk to me. Talk to me. If you feel the need or when you need the feeling, talk to me. If you feel the need or when you need the feeling, talk to me.
The winner takes it all. That is the attitude in Las Vegas. So what happens when gadget makers converge in Sim City? That's IT takes a ringside